Welcome, my friends from around the world. We find ourselves here once again. Welcome to Friday Night Alive Power Hour with your host, Soldier of Self-Mastery, at your service right out of Stockton, California. Let me turn these tunes down because they're yummy. What's on your mind tonight, my friend? What's on your mind tonight, my friend? By the way, this is episode number 42, so I'm excited to be here tonight. Episode number 42, I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm just kind of wondering what's on your mind this evening. It's a Friday, and we could be elsewhere. I'm sure that there are many, many people just heading out today. And my hope and my desire is that wherever you may find yourself, you're thinking properly. You're thinking as best as you can think for yourself. Because the truth is, if you're like me, there are so many distractions. And sadly, a lot of people are being misled. They're being persuaded. They're being deceived. And they're heading in the wrong direction. I mean, it's bad enough. It's bad enough that we've got all these problems all around us already. I definitely don't want to bring any more into my own life. So welcome once again, episode number 42, Friday Night Alive Power Hour with your host. I know I'm repeating myself. Let's get into some cleaning here. By the way, it's a privilege and an honor for me to be here. It is a privilege and an honor for me to be here with you tonight. And we're just going to go through the program. I'm going to be sharing a little bit. I'm going to be sharing a little bit of my testimony, a little bit of my story. I had a program set up where we were going to actually speak about goals. We were going to talk about goals, why goals, the importance of setting goals and achieving goals. And I had a whole program. But what I'm going to do is this. Keep your eyes, keep your ears and your eyes peeled for Mondays, my Monday email that I usually send out every week. It's gonna be a pretty good email. It's gonna have some questions in that email, and it's gonna talk about setting goals. It's gonna give you a little bit of insight. It is going to give you a little bit of insight into this world, into this life hack called goal planning and achievement. So keep your eyes peeled for that Monday morning. What do we got for house cleaning today? Well, we do have a few things. I want to mention this. Number one, my book is back on Amazon. It's been revised. It's been renewed. And I haven't even gotten my new copies yet. But from what I understand, it's all good. So I'm encouraging you to get your copy. If you're struggling, if you are challenged, if you need more light, if you need more brightness, if you need more motivation, if you need more inspiration in your life, I'm encouraging you to get the book. And I believe it's going to make a good gift over the holidays. So get that out of the way. What else do we have? Team up with Santos, team up with Soldier of Self-Mastery. Man, my heart goes out. I want to help a lot of people. I want to help people around the world. I'm already doing it, but I know that I can't do it all alone. So I need your support. I need not only your support, but I also need your financial support. Give to this mission. Team up with Santos, because not only are you supporting the mission, but you're also helping other people. And whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. When we give of ourselves, it has a way of coming back. Maybe not financially in that sense, but it always has a way of coming back. Today I was a little bit distracted. I tell you, my friends, what comes to your mind when I say, what comes to your mind when I say distraction? By the way, welcome. I see Jim Yumoto. I see you're on board here. I don't know where everybody else is, but we're going to go through with the program. The other house cleaning event that I want you to pay attention to is, please subscribe to this mission. There's going to be 3 links at the top of the chat. Subscribe to this mission and keep up with what we're doing. We've got more coming. This isn't it. It's not just about YouTube videos or about this live interactive stream on Fridays and Sundays. It's not just about that. There's more. Of course, great things take time. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of building. There's a lot of research that goes behind building something. So I'm encouraging you to subscribe to soldiersofselfmastery.com/happier. There's also a free educational super learning gift waiting for you there. So welcome. I see we've got a few joinees. Laura, welcome to episode number 42. Wow. Episode number 42. What does that mean, Santos? That means a lot to me, because every Friday and every Sunday I can check off a goal, and it makes you feel good when you check off a goal. So thank you. Vasil, I see Vasil Gangada. Hello. Welcome to episode. Welcome to this Friday night episode. Joe, welcome to the episode. It looks like we're climbing in numbers, and hopefully over the next 30 to 35 minutes we'll get a few more people that'll join in, and they'll join in, interact. Most importantly, you'll get something out of this program. Man, if my goal, my mission is for those of you that come to this program to get something, because I know today I've been feeling really burdened, kind of burdened inside. And part of the reason why I feel burdened is because there's so many distractions. They're all around us. I mean, we've got news, we've got TV, we've got movies, we've got YouTube, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got Snapchat, we've got Twitter, we've got all, and then we've got children, we've got family, and friends, and our jobs or our businesses. We've got all of these distractions, and sometimes I no wonder people are in the. I mean, they just want to get away from it all. So what do they turn to? We know what they turn to, right? They want to just get away, escape, and of course that's a trap when we talk about problem gambling or some other addiction, alcohol or smoking, or some other. I mean, today I was on Facebook and I was looking at some of the addiction groups. My good friend here, Jim suggested, hey, Santos, start. I want to do more. Obviously, I want to do more. That's why I'm out there seeking. And I was out there looking: opium, heroin, cocaine, meth, alcohol, smoking, problem gambling. I mean, there are groups. Actually, there's not a lot of groups on Facebook. Some of the largest groups I saw, one of them was 67,000 people. 67,000 people. Wouldn't it be nice to have those 67,000 people come onto this program and get something, get distracted from the wrong thing, right? To do the right thing. So let's get into the proverb. We're going to read Proverbs 18, verse 7. Now, I want us to pay particular attention to this proverb. Again, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my testimony. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my how did I get entangled in gambling? Where did it start for me? I'm going to be sharing a little bit about that. And I'm also going to be talking about 2 life hacks and 2 important character, I guess you can call them character traits, maybe not character traits, but desires that basically help me to be able to achieve the freedom that I have today. And I am super grateful. Not having to deal with temptations as much, not having to deal with the triggers as much. I just don't have the desire to go gamble anymore. I really don't have the gamble to drink. In fact, when I drink alcohol today, if I do drink, I might drink a beer once in a while. I end up with a headache. And I thank God for that, because alcohol can be very, very tempting, especially when we're going through crap, right? When we're going through crap. So let me get into the proverb here real quick, and then we're going to talk a little bit about, I have a couple questions before I get into my testimony. So I hope, by the way, I hope that you guys are all doing well. I'm going to ask you that question here in a few minutes. But I want you to pay particular attention to what this proverb says, because I believe it has a lot to do with the way that we're living today. It has a lot to do with the way that we are going to go forward in life, and where you will find yourself. Where will you find yourself in this new year, 2019? Have you thought about that? Have you asked yourself that question? Where am I going to be? Where will I find myself in this new year? 6 months into the new year. It's a great question to ask ourselves. Now, I'm going to get some feedback from you guys in a minute here, but listen to this. This is out of Proverbs 18, verse 7. A fool's mouth. Okay, and I want to share this with because I know that some people come to this program and they feel maybe, I don't know what you feel, but I can sense that some people come to this program and feel judged. Maybe because you are stuck, maybe because you are having some problems, maybe because you're still problem gambling, or you have some other addiction. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to cheer you on and let you know that any addiction, I don't care what it is, any addiction can be overcome probably a lot simpler than we are being taught to believe. I'm going to say that again. Any addiction, including problem gambling, is a lot easier to overcome than what we realize or what we're being taught to believe. I know there's psychologists out there, there's counselors, there's therapists, there's all kinds of philosophy being promoted out there about the brain, and I study a lot of this too. I admit, but you're going to go through the urges, you're going to go through withdrawals, you're going to feel painful, you need to have this, you need to have that, you need to check in, a bunch of stuff. And you know what? I just want to simplify it. I just like myself, I want to live a simple life, a dedicated life, but simple and victorious. I want to definitely live a victorious life like you guys do. So a fool's mouth is his destruction. Ouch. And his lips are the snare of his soul. Now, I want to talk about this real quick. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. I wonder what God is saying to humanity through this verse. I really wonder. I think about this. Now, I have my ideas about what I believe God is saying to us in this proverb. There's a spiritual level to that proverb. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. We're talking about the earth here, earth, humans, and earthly laws. Could it be that one of the major reasons that we are where we are, if we're stuck, if we are stuck, if we are depressed, if we are focused on the wrong things, could it be that maybe this thing here is getting us into trouble? Could it be this thing here? It's not the lips, right? It's our communication. It's our vocabulary. It's what we're putting behind what we say, not only to other people, but to ourselves. So, Katrina, welcome. Welcome to the program. And let me see if there's anybody else. So what do you guys think? Let me start out here by asking, where do you believe you're going to find yourself in 2019? Where do you have you thought about that question? I got another one coming at you here. I'm going to wait a few minutes and I'm going to see if I get some responses here before I get into. Joe says, I agree. Distractions can make it hard to focus. I say this a lot. Joe, I say this a lot to myself and I say it to other people. Focus on your focus. If you focus on your focus, you'll see less distractions. They're not going to go away. You'll just see less distractions. It will be working on making some changes I did this year, Yumoto. Anybody else? Katrina says, well. Katrina says, hi, Laura. Anybody else want to add? Santos, thanks. Thanks, Santos. Hope you're having a good day. Pleasure to be here. I'm hoping to have a year that I keep the same job and focus on my work and myself. I need to make changes. Thank you. Thank you, Katrina. Yes, you know what? Today's been a little bit of a challenging day for me, a little bit more than usual, but I hate that word. And I just keep on trucking. I don't want to focus on the negatives. I don't want to focus. I'm dealing with a lot of aftermath, a lot of collateral damage, as Joe said. Collateral damage. Why? Santos, why? And I'm sure that some of you, if you are on the road to recovery, if you've got some time underneath your feet where you haven't gambled, you know what I'm talking about. Collateral damage. You use up credit cards, you take money from Paul to pay Peter. That doesn't work out well. You lie, you hide, right? You do all kinds of things. And then after the smoke clears, you see the damage that you've caused. I tell you, man, but anyways, you keep going forward, right? You can't just give up regardless. Sometimes sometimes there's so much smoke, you can't even see what's in front of you. Truth. That's the truth. And that's the way I feel sometimes, even though I've got a book that I've authored. I've got another book that I'm working on. I'm actually working on 3 books. There's a Breakthrough Academy. It's called the PGBA. Should be done hopefully this week because I've done my part. It's a Problem Gambling Breakthrough Academy, a step-by-step curriculum with a series of videos that you can use in the privacy of your own home. As long as you have a tablet, a phone, a computer, and Wi-Fi, you can access that program. The first of its kind. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's not going to be on Facebook. You will not find that program until I release it. That's taken me a little bit to put together, I'll admit, but I did it because I know that I can't help everybody around the world by myself. So I figured if I create a system that people can take advantage of, it would help. It would help a few people along the way. Hey, Gorilla, welcome to the episode. By the way, this is episode number 42. Let me see. Vasil says, my plan in 2019 is to do the things I haven't done this year. That's a great plan, to do the things that you haven't done. That's a great plan, Vasil. I hope that I got your name right. To look after my health, be positive, and try and try reach for the best and bring joy in people's life around me, I can reach. Those are great goals. I hope you got them written down. I hope you have those written down in your journal. You got to have, that's another great habit. It's another great goal to get into for this new year. If you've not done it, maybe you have. I think all of us have done some journaling in our lifetime, but we set it aside and we don't realize how potential, how powerful that little life hack really is. I remember I used to have, in fact, I've got books all over the place. I'll show you my newest journal. I think you'll like this one. Donut Stop Me. For a while there, I was like 2 or 3 times a day writing the person that I wanted to become, the things that I wanted to do, the things that I wanted to see, just writing. I would pull over in my car. If I had a thought, I would write. In the toilet, in the John, I would write. In my bedroom at nighttime before I go, I would write. And I admit I've gotten a little lax. I still do the journaling. Obviously, I'm not going to give that up. But that was a point in my life where I really wanted to make changes faster. So what are your plans for 2019? I definitely want to finish my book, the three of the most important questions that you'll ask yourself. I want to finish that book and get that out, get that published. I have another book I'm working with my mother. What else did I want to do? I want to start doing some merchandising with my logo, with this brand, Soldiers of Self-Mastery. I want to also bring in at least another 2 to 3 team members that want to be a part of this mission with their ideas and with their talents and gifts. So there's quite a few goals that I have. And on top of that, I'm also working on becoming a life insurance agent so that I can recover some of the funds that I've destroyed over the years. Those are just a few of my goals. I have more. Do some traveling. More importantly, I'm looking for ways to help more people. That's one of the major ones that I have. So thank you for asking. Laura, we passed a bunch of casinos. Truth is, I didn't pay much attention. I hope that you gave him the finger. I literally, I'm going to get into some things here, and I'm already getting distracted from what I wanted to share, but I'm going to be talking about, here's the other question that I want to ask you guys. By the way, thank you. Rob, welcome to the episode. Santos, hi, thanks for accepting. Sure things, man. And I watched some of your videos. I know you've got some interesting videos also. Rob there in the comment section has a YouTube channel. I think everybody has a YouTube channel. I subscribe to anybody that subscribes to me. I'd like to check out the YouTube channel that you have. And I know some don't have any videos, but I still subscribe anyways. I'm supporting people as much as possible. That's what it's about. It's about belonging to a tribe, right? Belonging to a tribe that's going to help you think better, stay motivated, be inspired to look deeper inside of yourself. Again, the distractions are going to come this year even harder. I truly believe that. The youth, our children, man, what can we say about what they are facing as they grow into the future? I do my best I do my best with my children. I have a granddaughter that lives with us. She's 12, and I'm always pumping this into her head. You got to have goals. You got to be reading. You got to be journaling. You got to doing all of these things. And she's like, Grandpa, I'm going to keep pushing the seed into her mind, because one day she's going to find herself alone in the world, and she'll remember what Grandpa said. So thank you guys for sharing. And I hope that we get more people today. By the way, Sunday, this Sunday or next Sunday, I'm going to have another life coach. It's going to be kind of an interview. So we won't really be able to interact like we're doing here on on the chat, but you'll be able to hear from her. And she's going to be offering some free coaching for the women. She's going to offer some free coaching. So I believe we're going to work on that Sunday. It's going to be an interview. She's going to share a little bit about her addiction and how she escaped and what she's doing today. So pay attention to that one. Now, here's my other question to you guys. When was the last time that you sat down for at least 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes in a really quiet place and did some thinking? And maybe even you added something to your journal. When was the last time you did that? Come on, guys, give me some feedback. Thank you, Rob, for ordering the book. I haven't even gotten my copies yet, so I'm hoping to see some great changes. 3 years. The last time you sat down for 10 or 15 minutes to think? It's due. It's due. I hope that you're saying 3 years to the, or giving me I don't know, maybe you're saying 3 years to something else. All day in my home, Santos, it's very peaceful. That's good. That's good. It helps my sanity. I tell you, thinking, even just 5 minutes of total quiet. You shut the radio down, you turn the TV off, you turn everything, boom, and you're just listening to your thoughts. I know that can drive some people crazy, but it's a way, when you do that and when you journal, it's a way to discipline your mind. The more that you do that, the more that you take those 10 or 15 minutes a couple times a week. In fact, I talk about this in the Breakthrough Academy. I encourage this very heavily within the Breakthrough Academy. I call it timeouts. Gorilla says, I unfortunately do too much planning in my head and not on paper. You just gave yourself an idea right there. That's a good one. We must think on paper. We must get to that place where we think on paper. It helps. It makes a difference. A lot of things get lost. Imagine you've got 70. They say, I don't know where this number comes from. Probably from research and mind, whatever they do to get this kind of information. 70,000 to 80,000 thoughts. It could be a little bit less. It could be more. 70 to 80,000 thoughts are flowing through your mind every single day. Every day. And guess what? The same thoughts, unless you learn to discipline your mind, unless you practice on disciplining your mind so that you can control your mind, the same thoughts that you had yesterday and the day before are here today, flowing through your mind again. It's quite amazing. The human mind is a phenomenal organism. Phenomenal. The way that God created it, I'm telling you. No supercomputer can compare to your mind. Hey, welcome, Jonathan, to Friday Night Alive. And let me see what Jonathan says here. I became addicted, I guess you could say, after a big slot win when I started gambling. Now I'm in the position I can't stop, even though I think I can. Earlier, I was talking about, in fact, Jonathan, you might have missed the beginning of this program where I read a proverb, Proverbs 18, verse 7. It says that a man's, in fact, let me read it again here, because I want you guys to realize something. Maybe this is what is really meant for this program tonight, for us to realize the power, the capability that we have, not only with the human mind, but with this thing right here. I'm going to read it again. A fool's mouth. I'm not calling anybody a fool. I'll let God be the judge. But it says this: a fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. Now, let me share just a little bit about my story, because I said I was going to share a little bit about that. I came now. By the way, thank you for joining, Jonathan, for being with us. We've got quite a few people. I started gambling at the age of about 14 or 15, somewhere around there. It might have been even younger, but I do remember at least close to that age. I grew up in Connecticut. I grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, and there was a lot of domestic violence within my home. My father was very brutal towards my mother, and then there was other family members. There was a lot of abuse. I don't like to get into this, but it's the truth. There was a lot of abuse. I have a younger sister and an older brother, and they are still impacted. They are still impacted from the trauma that we went through. For some reason, God brought me out of it. I say God because it's His grace that I believe is my foundation. So I would find escapes. I would find escapes, just like adults, right? Adults are always looking for escapes when they can't, when they don't know what to do about their dilemmas, their problems. So or there's a lot of distractions. They want to get away from it. So they look for escapes. That's what I did as a young child. And I got, involved with Valium early on. Valium is a pill, tablet, drinking alcohol very early on. And I'm not just talking about beer, I'm talking about hard liquor also. Marijuana was huge in my life. That started at about the age of 12. And of course, I got into other stuff. And then the older guys and some of the young guys would roll dice. I know there was casinos, but obviously you don't go into a casino at the age of 14. Today you can. Today you can gamble in the privacy of your own home on a computer. And believe me, there are a lot of teenagers getting hooked on problem gambling on their phones and tablets. It's becoming an epidemic for young people too. You don't hear a lot about it because I believe it's underground, but it's happening because I've heard it and I've watched videos and I've researched a little bit about it. It's going to get worse for the young people, by the way. That's why I'm on this mission, because I want to get the word out as fast and as wide as possible, because someday I may get shut down by the governments. I may get shut down by casinos or by business people that don't want people talking against this lure. So I would go out and roll the dice with these guys. I started very early on. I would roll the dice, and it became kind of habitual because there was money flowing around. And most of the time, people were getting ripped off. Fake dice, fights would break out. People would get punched in the face, and then the drugs. You got a circle of 10 or 15. Well, maybe not 15. I would say probably between 8 to 10 guys. There was never any women in there, and the drugs would go around, and the bottle of liquor, and of course, people would enjoy themselves, so-called enjoy themselves. And there I was, little me, sticking my head, trying to get a little piece of the action. And little did I know that those seeds that were being planted into my subconscious would end up taking me to the tables, the dice tables in Reno, in the casinos of Reno, Nevada, because that's where it really, really started for me early on. And of course, I gambled also while I was in the military. I won't get into that. But Reno, I got hit hard. Reno, I remember going every week when I could, from the Bay Area. It was like a 7-hour drive, about 7-hour drive. I would get in my car by myself, and I would drive all the way to Reno, and then I would come back. I'm telling you, I would come back defeated. Hard. If I had any gas, I barely would make it home. I would be crying along the way. It was horrible, horrible. My 2 weeks of working in the field of construction would be gone. Every once in a while, I would come back with money. I have hit some jackpots. I would say that, to be honest with you. I have hit several $1,000 jackpots, but I came back defeated. Now, this went on and off, on and off, on and off for over 32 plus years, my friends. 32. In fact, I was thinking about this today. I was laying in bed and just reminiscing on the freedom that I have today, that I so want others to have. I mean, I desire, I wish that I could just go like that and have everybody's mindset just like mine when it comes to gambling. I mean, it's a great feeling. It is a great knowing that you have literally crushed gambling. I do not believe that I will go back to the habit. I do not believe that I will ever go back to the habit. And you got to talk that way. You have to take authority over your mouth, right? You have to, and that's one of the things that I did. I'm going to get into this because I know the program is going long here, but I want to share this with you. One of the reasons why I defeated, number one, I give the glory to my God, my creator. I give him the grace, the glory, but he's given us the ability to do things. And when I began to read in the scriptures about the power of my mouth, the power of the tongue, I remember one of the first scriptures that I began to understand the power of life, the power of death and life is in the power of your tongue. I began to tell myself, wait a minute, you know, if I'm going to talk to myself, I'm going to start talking to myself on a different level. I'm going to start speaking life to myself and see if maybe that might help me. So I started changing my vocabulary a little bit. I removed a couple of words. I inserted some words, but I started affirming. I started using that one proverb in particular, and then I got more. I added to it. I started really thinking about my speech. I remember people used to tell me, this one guy at work, who do you think you are talking like that? I began to change. Of course, they knew me. And then all of a sudden I began to change and like, I'm coming to work differently. I'm like, who do you think you are now? You think you're better than us? Why are you talking that way? But I began to change the way that I spoke to myself. I'm telling you, my friends, this is extremely powerful. Please get this. The moment that you say you can't, you're right. You can't. The moment that you say you can, guess what? You can. Now, it's very intimidating to begin changing. It is. It's intimidating. It's scary because it's different, right? We're so used to doing the wrong thing, and now we want to go in the right direction. It's intimidating. It's even frightening because your mind will try to play tricks on you. Come on, Santos. You know, you've been a gambler for 30 plus years. Who knows how long? This is what you know. You're used to this. This is what I know. Who you are. Right? Your mind will play tricks on you. So you'll begin to kind of feel defeated or intimidated. And I said, you know what? There was times where I just said, you know what? Shut up, mind. Shut up. I'm not going to listen to you. And I just began to speak. Speak life, right? Death and life is in the power of your tongue. I began to speak life to myself. You know, I didn't go to my past is full of I've spoken to psychiatrists. I've been in the psychiatric ward. I've been to counselors. I've done the domestic violence programs. I've got certificates for going through counseling for years. They didn't teach me any of the stuff that I'm learning, that I'm sharing with you guys. They didn't tell me anything about how to reprogram my mind, how to tame the subconscious. They didn't tell me about any of that. They might have said it maybe here and there, but it wasn't really like I'm pushing it today. If you watch my videos, I'm always talking about self-talk. I call it PST. I'm always talking about training your brain. You're either training your brain or you're braining your train. And I'm talking about all these other things that I add to the mix. But I'm telling you, if you get these two things, that's how I overcame my addictions. And that's how I'm overcoming my addictions today. Honestly. Right here and right here. Of course, I've used videos, I've used journaling, I've used electronic affirmations. I have a personal life coach, a business partner. I've invested money going to seminars and webinars and buying books and different things. But ultimately, out of all of that, what I've gathered really came out of the Bible. What I've gathered and what I'm using today. Your mind, having a vision, changing the label right here, changing. Now I'm preaching. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to see what you guys have to say. I want to get some feedback here. I guess we might keep this program a little bit longer. Amen. Artistry, welcome to the episode. Keep it up. I am going to keep it up. Thank you. I know you guys have been commenting here, and I can't see all the comments of what. Let me see. I don't want to quit gambling, but I want to control it. Jonathan says, I don't want to quit gambling. Well, you have that option, Jonathan, but just remember, gambling is bigger than you. Gambling is greater than your mind. Well, actually, no, it's not. Let me refrain from that. Your mind is actually bigger, but it depends on how you use your mind. I will say this, that problem gambling is a trap. Eventually, in the end, if it hooks you, which normally it generally will hook you, it'll put a very sharp hook in your jaw, and you will find yourself going to the casino. In fact, if you're talking about controlling it, you won't control it. I don't believe you will. You may be able to manage it for a period of time, but I'm telling you, you have to be very, very strong, very, very strong. And that is a discipline that you will have to work on daily. Other than that, again, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm here to help people that are having problems. I'm here to help people that are addicted, because I'm free, and I say that very humbly. I am free. I am free. I've worked hard to get myself here, but I've used two major life hacks. So I don't know. You can try to control it, Jonathan. That's of course that's your choice, but ultimately, I just assume, for me and for anybody else that it is a problem, I assume just basically nip it at the bud, cut it out, because eventually it's going to get you. I mean, I've lost hundreds and thousands of dollars over that period of 32 years. Hundreds and thousands of dollars if I add up. I probably couldn't even add up. And not only that, your time. If you try to add up your time is the most valuable thing that you will ever have. This hour that we've spent here, we can't take it back. We can't recycle it. Either this hour has been an hour of investment, or it's been an hour of total waste of time. And we will never be able to regain the time that we've spent here. Now, I personally believe this is a very valuable period of time. Money, you can give money. You can donate to this mission. You can donate $200 to this mission. You haven't lost anything there, because you can regain and you can recoup your $200, right? But when you give up of your time, I remember I would spend 7-8 hours in a casino easily. It was almost like it was 2 hours. You can't get that time back. Time lost away from family, if you have, time lost from children, time lost from educating yourself to maybe building a business or becoming better for your job, time lost on educating yourself with certain goals that you're going to need in the future. That's all lost. And I tell you, I have people that I've had a couple of individuals that have contacted me recently, at least 3 or 4, on the verge of suicide because of problem gambling. That hurts, man. That hurts. When somebody sends me an email or they call me and they say, you know what? I've got my letter written out. I've got my little card written out to leave behind, because I don't know what else to do. I can't stop this thing. It's gotten so out of hand. It hurts, my friends. It hurts. I wish there's more that I can do, and I'm going to continue to work on being the person that I am. I have a responsibility today. It is a privilege and an honor to be where I'm at. That's not to say that everything's peaches and cream in my life, because as you grow, you find other addictions. Maybe you're addicted to using foul language, or foul language isn't that bad. There might be something else that you find, because it's not just about problem gambling. Problem gambling is just, problem gambling is hiding something. It's hiding something. There's something underneath problem gambling. So anyways, we're getting ready to wind down here. Rob says, so right, Santos, I lost friends also. I have too. I've lost many good friends. You're right, Rob. There's so much that we lose. And, gambling is, I'm going to say this, I don't want to offend anybody. Gambling is fun. Gambling is attractive, right? Gambling has many, many great qualities to it. Now, that's a section of gambling, but it also has a very, very dark side to it. And that's where people, the suicide rate, what else can we say? And I'll tell you this, going into 2019, you think these casinos are just going to continue? They've got goals. These casinos have goals, and they are going to work very diligently to achieve their goals. And what is their goal? One of their primary goals is to keep you on those machines for as long as possible. Not just to keep you in the casino, because there's a lot of things you can do in the casino other than playing. Their goal, one of their major goals, is to keep you on that machine for as long as possible. Why? Because they know they can hypnotize your mind. They can hypnotize you. They can get into your subconscious. And guess what? What you're going to give up? Not only will you give up your time, but you're going to give up your hard-earned money. So, huge dark. Yeah. So there's truth. There's truth. Just like, alcohol. There's some positives to alcohol, but there's a very dark side to alcohol. People die behind the wheel because somebody got hit from a drunk driver. People die all the time coming out of casinos. People do die. There's probably a lot of undocumented cases of people driving tired, depressed, sad, and destroying themselves on the freeways. Anyways, we're going to wind down here. I got to land this 747. We're getting very close to the airport, my friends. Two of the things that worked in my life majorly, and this is why I talk about coaching, because most people don't really understand the power that they have here and the power of imagination. The word imagination is one of the greatest words that you can focus on. Your mind, imagination, creativity, your subconscious. So you have an image in your mind, right? Right now, you have an image in your mind, just like I have an image. And that image will dictate a lot of who you are and what you do. Change that image. Guess what happens? Replace it with the image that you want. What kind of an image do you want? You replace that image. Victory, my friend. Victory. So, yes, we all need to sub gambling with something good. Replacement. Replace it. You are creating a void, and that void should be replaced with something else. I talk about that in my book. I talk about that in this book. In fact, let me see. I'm going to see if I can find that chapter and read to you. It's a game. It's a mind game that I talk about. It's simple. It's not easy to do. Let me see if I can find it in here. And then we're going to wind down. We're going to be ending here. Man, where am I? There's so many topics. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this in here. Oh man, train your brain. Of course, this is the unedited edition. Anyways, what I'm talking about in this book is basically sitting down and playing a game with your mind. Okay, I call it the trading game. You're actually trading a bad addiction for a positive addiction, and you do that through like a mental exercise. We talked earlier about sitting down and thinking for 10 or 15 minutes. If you did this a couple times a week, you'll begin to retrain your brain. You can retrain your brain. Okay, you can create new neurological pathways. Get some different. They call it the firing order. The way your brain fires, you can create different neurological pathways. So If you take your addiction and you look at another positive addiction, you begin to make the trade in your mind. You begin to shift. And after a while, it becomes, you get good at it. Just like anything that you practice, you get good at it. Now, this is a little bit more difficult to do. But again, you're learning to take one void, you're creating a void, and then you're filling that void. And I was using the example of an old clunky car, right? Looking at your problem gambling like an old clunky car. It doesn't pass smog anymore. You can't really register it. It's smoking the blues. It's costing you a lot of money. It's really not getting you to the places where you want to get to. And here's this new car, right? It's fast. It's got the creature comforts inside. It's really comfortable. Generally will not carry any problems with it. You can smog it. It's a new car. It's going to get you to where you want to be faster. Which one would you rather have? Obviously, you're going to want to trade the old clunker for the new one, right? You can do that you can play games. There's so many things that you can do with your mind. And I talk a lot about these things too in my book. Now, it's a discipline. It is a discipline of taking time during the week. So anyways, my friends, we have to get going. I know that you guys have been here with me. Wow, we've been here a while. I like how Santos says, when stupid things come into your mind, you got to scream, cut that BS out. Yeah. Mel Robbins, she talks about the 5-second rule. You have 5 seconds to distract a thought. If you don't distract it within that 5 seconds, it begins to germinate. Okay. She talks about this thing called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, you get a thought that you don't want, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. And that shifts the way that your mind is thinking. She says it goes into your frontal cortex here, and you can do things with your mind. Of course, Mel Robbins is a little bit more advanced in the mind and all these concepts than I am. But I've gotten these things, and it's true. It's true. The moment that you get, the better you will become. Learning how to distract. Sometimes I'm driving and I'll get you ever drive a car and you get this raunchy thought? It could be a pornographic thought or some other weird thought that comes from, who knows where it comes from. And you just, no, you got to do something, distract that thought, because you don't want that seed germinating. You do not want that seed germinating in your mind. So, thank you, Katrina. Appreciate you being here with us. You've been very helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day. Awesome hack, the 5-second rule. It works as long as you catch it and then you build on it. Thank you, Rob. We've had a few people drop off. So with that said, my friends, I want to encourage you to take some action, okay? We're going to end here. Let me see what we've got. I found a tune that doesn't have any copyright, and I'm going to be, let me see if I can. I might change it to another. I kind of like this. Going to be winding down here in a minute. Call to action, my friends. One goal that you can set today. Over the next 30 days, complete it to help you get from point A to point B. One goal, my friend. I'm encouraging you. Maybe you want to master your mouth. Learn how to master and dominate your mouth. Or you want to work on changing that vision as fast as possible. Or maybe some other goal. I'm encouraging you to do that. Take something away from this program, my friends. Remember, I would appreciate if you give to this mission financially. You're teaming up with me. You're helping other people. My friend, if you need help, you want to bring me into your life as a personal coach to help you get results faster, that's possible. You can always go to my page, soldiersofselfmastery.com, and check out my coaching. I do offer a free consultation, a free personalized consultation with you. Who knows? You might take that and run with it, or you may decide to bring me on as your coach. And I'm only doing this for a couple of people a month now. I'm not taking on clients like I was before. So this is a very serious investment on your end. Let me just say that. Remember to subscribe, soldiersofselfmastery.com/happier. And I will see you on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Stay strong, my friends. Focus on your focus. If I can do what I'm doing, if I can crush gambling and I can crush other addictions in my life, you can do it too. I may have a guest on Sunday, and I believe that you'll enjoy her. She's also going to be sharing, and she's also going to be offering some free coaching for, I believe it's going to be more for the women or men, depends. So I will see you guys on Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once again, Soldier of Self-Mastery, it's been a privilege. I hope you've enjoyed this. Share this video. If you find it fulfilling, if you find it rewarding, share it. Give it to a friend. Post it on Facebook. Post it on another social media site. Let's help other people, because in the process, we are helping ourselves. All right? I'll see you until next time. Remember to make every day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of. Peace through strength.